Good morning, gorgeous. How are you ladies doing this morning? I hope you're all doing fantastic. Welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Michelle Daff, and today we're talking about signs that you could be dating a man who's operating out of his feminine energy. So many of you ladies have told me that. Hi.
Hi, I'm so sorry. Do you know where you think it's from, okay?
I left it on the couch. You want me to get it for you?
Oh, yes, please.
Oh, hi, sweetie. Come here.
Say hi.
Hi. Have you ever tried Magic Mind? I really want you to try it. This is a clean energy drink. It has caffeine in it, but it doesn't give you the jitters like coffee.
Okay.
So when you drink it, it's basically like you having your cup of coffee without any like crash, any jitters. And it's made out of like pure, clean ingredients.
Okay.
You want to try it?
Sure.
Okay. You can just take a sip and tell me what you think of it.
Okay. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it tastes
So
really good.
fresh.
It's super fresh because the ingredients are natural and clean. And I love the fact that it helps me to just focus, especially when I'm creating content.
I need big focus for him.
I need the energy for him.
Yes, of course. Oh, it's so delicious.
Yes, it's called Magic Mind. It's very, very good for caffeine without all of the extras that coffee gives you.
Oh, and where can I get it?
Oh, you can get it online.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'll give you some so you can take with you.
Oh, please. Please. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Come give me a hug. Come give me a hug. Yeah. Yeah, come to mommy. Hi. Hi. Yeah, you saw Dada? You're gonna go to the park? Yeah? You go to the park? Go play? It's gonna be so much fun. Yes. Okay, well, I'll see you later, okay? Mommy, have a kiss? I really love you. Oh, we're still rolling. So I want you the ladies to go ahead and sit back, relax, get something to drink, get something to write with because this is probably gonna be a long one, and let's talk about this. So I recently did a video where I talked about how you as a feminine woman may be in your masculine energy and how this may be turning off your masculine man. And I received quite a few comments from women saying that they're actually dating men who are in their feminine energy, and that's why they feel like they have to be masculine. So it's not like they want to be masculine, but these men are bringing their masculinity out because they are in their feminine. So it's really important that you know what it looks like when a man is in his feminine energy, so you're not wasting your precious time dating someone who truly cannot be what you want him to be. Now, I also have to add that you as a feminine woman should naturally be turned off by some of these qualities in the man if he's in his feminine as well. It may be a sign that you're actually in your masculine energy already, and that's why you're even attracted to a feminine man. I know that may be hard to hear, but if you're really living in your true feminine energy, you would not ever really end up with a man in his feminine as well. You would be so repulsed by the behavior at the very beginning that you would not be interested in a dating relationship. But a lot of times women who are in their masculine energy are looking for things that are more superficial, like the outer appearance. And so they're attracted to these men who are in their feminine, and they're so blinded by the looks that they end up being in a relationship with them and then end up getting really disappointed. I want to start off by saying that a lot of the men who are in their feminine energy, it's not to like look down on them or hate them or be nasty towards them. Some men are naturally positioned that way because of their environment, because of how they were raised. Maybe they were raised with a mother who was a single mother, and maybe they had a lot of sisters or cousins who lived with them that were women. And so they naturally learned these feminine behaviors and gravitated more towards it. And it's also something that happens with men who grew up with a father in their home too. It's not just single mothers. There are some fathers who are so berating towards their sons. They're so competitive with their sons. They literally like force their masculine energy out of them, and the sons end up feeling so low and sometimes just so like shy and cowardly that they end up in their feminine energy because they don't want to clash with their fathers. Their fathers have not given them the space and the freedom to grow up in their masculine energy. There are also some mothers who raise their sons to truly end up in their feminine because they don't allow their sons to do anything, to lift a finger, to think for themselves, to plan for their lives. They have put them in this box of this baby forever. And so those men don't naturally learn the characteristics and the qualities that it takes to really show up as a masculine man. So it's not always, their fault in that sense. So it's not something to look down on a person for being, but it's important for you to recognize it so that you yourself do not end up in a relationship with something you do not want. So that's one thing that I just really want you to know. Don't hate feminine men. They actually do have a lot of great qualities. They can be wonderful listeners. They can be really good best friends. They can also just be really good at just allowing you to maybe explore your emotions, having someone to chit chat with whenever you want to talk. They have a different purpose. But if you're a feminine woman, then you probably would not be interested in a feminine man. So now let's go ahead and talk about some of the things that you can notice and look out for when you're dating a man who's in his feminine energy. Growing up, I was very into men who are in their feminine energy because I love the idea of being in control. I was one of those girls growing up that was really like a go-getter, a girl boss. I really just liked that whole girl power, Destiny's Child vibe. And so I liked men who were just a little bit more docile. They let me do whatever I want. They talked on the phone with me all day and all night because I was a teenager, and that's what teenagers do. And those men were really into that. I also did not want a man who was going to be aggressive in any way. Although I've never been in a relationship where I suffered physical violence, I was aware of that, and I was very scared of ever ending up with a man who was going to physically harm me. And so I thought that if I was with a more feminine man, then I would never be at risk of physical violence, which actually isn't true. It's the opposite. Most feminine men are actually the ones who end up being very physically violent versus masculine men. But that's a different conversation. But I chose these men in their feminine because I wanted to be in control. And they also were very attracted to me because I was a girl boss, a go-getter, do it yourself kind of girl. And they loved that because they wanted to just sit back and allow me to do everything. It was a perfect combination until I grew up and I realized, actually, I don't like this. I don't want this. And I had men in my family who were in their feminine, and I would listen to the way that they would talk, and they would say, yeah, I need to meet a girl that makes her own money. I want her to buy me this. I want her to do this for me, take me here. And I was just like, I was so disgusted with these conversations, and it really made me wake up and say, actually, I don't want this kind of man at all. This is actually not what I'm naturally attracted to. I'm doing this out of fear. And that's when I broke off from even entertaining any men who have these traits. One of the traits that you'll notice with men who are in their feminine energy is that they will not be go-getters. They will not be planners. They're the men who are waiting for you to do everything for them. So if they're in need of a job or they want a job where they make more money, they'll just complain about it. They won't do anything about it. They may even be haters and jealous of other men who are doing things that they want to do, and they'll just complain that everyone's against them, that it's so hard, or they just won't do it. They just won't put in that energy and that effort to rise up, because masculine energy is a very achievement-oriented energy. It's all about the doing and the going and being able to earn money, being able to be successful. That is their priority. So feminine men are not really interested in that. A lot of times they're more interested in the process. They want to go to college so that they can meet people, make friends, socialize. They're not there to actually learn, get a degree, and go out in the world and make money. So their wants and their goals are just a lot different. If you're dating a feminine man, you'll also notice that they're very okay. Like, they're completely fine with you paying. If you go out to the movies or to dinner, they are totally fine with you reaching into your purse and paying for their meal. They have no problem with that. They're also okay with other people paying for their stuff, other men or other women. It doesn't really matter. They're okay with it. They don't feel any desire, any inclination to say, oh, no, I got it. Even if it's their last dollar, they are willing to make sure that they have it covered versus sit there and be in their feminine and allow someone else to pay for them. So a feminine man is okay with you paying for everything. Doesn't blink an eye. Some of them actually expect you to pay for everything or expect you to pay for your half. And that's not even a date, but whatever. We'll talk about that later. A lot of feminine men want women who make a lot of money so that they can take care of them. They feel like, oh, you got it. You got it. Like, you make a lot of money. You're a lawyer. Oh, you're an accountant. You're a nurse's assistant. You got it. Why do I need to pay for you? Like, you make more money than me. You should be paying for me. That mentality is a mentality that they carry. So if you're dating a man who is completely okay with you paying for your stuff, their stuff when you're with them, that is a clear sign that you're dating a man who's operating in his feminine energy, that lean back energy. They want to lean back and let you lean forward. Feminine men are also known for not really taking initiative when it comes to things. So if you're dating him, then he's probably not taking the initiative to plan a date, to come to pick you up. A masculine man will tell you, okay, where do you want, maybe they'll ask, sometimes they'll ask, where do you want to go? Or sometimes they'll plan out the date, but they're going to plan out the evening. So they'll say, okay, well, I'll pick you up at 7. Or would you like to meet here at 7? But they're initiating that conversation. You're not the one saying, okay, so what time? You're not the one texting him in the middle of the day, so are we still on? You're not the one that's doing all the follow-up and all the chasing. You are leaning back when you're with a masculine man. But when you're with a feminine man, you're the one that's always chasing him. And so he's going to relax and let you plan out everything. You're also not going to feel completely safe with a feminine man. You're probably going to notice that he's not taking the initiative to handle things as they come along. So if you're on a date and you're cold, a feminine man is probably not going to realize you're cold and then try to protect you and give you his jacket or say, let's do this instead because it's too cold. He's not looking out for all the factors in trying to protect you. Feminine men are not going to care about what's going on with you and how that affects the date. So for example, if you're with a masculine man and you have on your high heels and you're going out somewhere, a masculine man's going to realize, okay, my woman has on this beautiful dress, she has on these heels. I don't want her to have to walk from the parking lot all the way into the entrance. Let me pull up in front of the venue, in front of the restaurant, and have her get out, and then she can, check in or whatever. Let me go park and then I'll meet her inside. I'm not gonna have her walking from the parking lot into the entrance, messing up her high heels, being cold, possibly getting wet if it's raining or snowing. I'm going to make sure that she is safe. That is a masculine mentality. A feminine man is not gonna do that. He's not even gonna realize that you need that. And so you're probably not gonna feel as safe with him. And that's a big red flag. That's a big sign that you're dating a man in his feminine, where you feel like you have to always take care of yourself. He's not looking out for your well-being. Another sign that you're dating a man who's operating in his feminine energy is that you're on the phone with him all day. He wants to soak up and take up your time. Now, I do want to add that when I was doing my preparation for this video, I realized a lot of the traits that feminine men have, a lot of narcissists also have these traits. And I'm not saying that feminine men are narcissists by any means, but I do want to make that clear because sometimes you may be dating a man who maybe is a masculine man, but he's a narcissist. And because he's a narcissist, some of these traits are very similar. They do some of these things because narcissists are only thinking about themselves. They don't care about you. They want their needs met. They want their voice heard. And so just know that some of these things may be narcissistic traits, Either way, if you're a feminine woman, you don't want that. You don't want a narcissist, and you also don't want a feminine man. Either way, it's no good for you. But one thing I do notice is that feminine men love to talk. They love to chit chat. They are really good listeners. So you may end up spending a lot of time on the phone with them because they'll listen to you. Whereas a masculine man's like, I don't have time for this long conversation. You know, they have things to do. They're busy, or they just don't have the emotional capacity to soak in every word that you're saying and give you feedback. Versus a feminine man is going to listen to you all day and all night, and he's going to want to talk to you all the time. And he's probably going to get upset with you when you miss his phone call and you don't have time to chit chat, because they're very emotional. Now, all men, all people are emotional. We all have emotions, but men who are in their feminine are more prone to living in their emotions, feeling their emotions, and they want to project that on you. So they want you to care for their emotional baggage. They want you to be their therapist. They want you to care about every little problem that they have. So just know that this is a red flag. Masculine men probably do not want to sit on the phone with you all day and all night, not because you're not great and you're not wonderful, but because they are busy. They are goal-oriented. They have things going on in their life. They actually cannot afford to sit up there and talk to you all day and all night. If you're with a man who's in his feminine, he's probably not ambitious. He's not goal-oriented in that way. He can afford to spend 2-3 hours a night chit-chatting. And not just with you, but a lot of feminine men are going to be talking to lots of different women. That's a clear sign that he is in his feminine energy. A lot of feminine men really crave attention from women. They're all about the attention. Like, they want to look good. They want to be good. They want to be like what every woman wants, because they're really lacking in that area. And it's a trait that a lot of men who are very promiscuous, men who are cheaters and date a lot of women, a lot of them are in their feminine energy. Almost all of them. You may think, oh, this macho masculine man, that's why he has to have all these women because he's so masculine. Actually, that's not the case. It's the feminine men who are with all of these different women because they're constantly in need of that approval from women. They're always trying to show that they are a man. They're always trying to get that validation from women, and they need the attention. They need the attention from women. So a lot of times they're talking to you and they have a lot of other women on their list that they're gonna call and talk to, especially if you don't pick up, because they need that attention. They want that conversation. They want to bond. And if you're with a man who is in his feminine, you may notice that he has a lot of female friends or female family members that he really connects to. It's not to say that they don't have any male friends, but they also probably have a lot of female friends because they need that female interaction. Another sign that you're dating a man who's operating in his feminine energy is that he's going to be overly focused on his looks. Now, all people, all men are going to care about their appearance in some way. And I mean, not all, but most men are going to care about their appearance in some way. And masculine men who are truly like high quality masculine men are going to care about the way that they present, but they're not going to be overly focused on it. Feminine men are going to care about their looks from their head to their toe. Perfect hair, perfect eyebrows, everything is just They're going to spend so much time getting ready. I remember dating a man who was in his feminine energy, and it would take him so long to get ready, way longer than me. And it was the most frustrating thing because I knew that every time that we were going to go out, it was going to take him 2 hours. And I'm like, what are you doing? You're not putting on makeup? What is taking you so long? I don't understand. But he's in there, he's, you know, the ladies are going to love me tonight. You know, they're doing all that because they're so hyper-focused on the approval. So if you're dating a man in his feminine energy, he cares. He cares about every little thing, his fingernails, his shoes, and he's going to spend a lot of time caring about all the clothes that he has, shopping, talking about clothes, talking about his fashion and all of that. It's okay to be fashionable, and masculine men, again, like they have nice stuff. They have high quality watches and shirts and shoes and things of that nature, but they are not obsessed with their looks. They're not going to be at the mall shopping. I promise you they're not. If they go to the mall, they're going for their specific thing. And if they see something that makes sense, they'll get it. If they see a mannequin that has a perfect outfit on, they'll say, okay, just give me everything on the mannequin because that outfit looks great. I want to just recreate it. They're not going to be sitting there going, ooh, look at that tie. Ooh, look at that shirt. Ooh, Oh, but that would look better in pink. Yeah, let me go ahead and make that happen. I'm going to be so fresh tonight. Everyone's going to be looking at me. They're not concerned about that. They probably don't have that many clothes either because that's not their priority. They have high quality things that are gonna last them a long time. They're gonna look really good on them, but that's it. They're not obsessed with their appearance. So if you're dating a man who's obsessed with his appearance, there is a very high chance that he is in his feminine energy. Another sign that you may be dating a man in his feminine energy is if they want you to always help them. They want you to help them solve problems. They want you to help them physically with things. I remember being asked by a feminine man to help him move. And I thought it was the most outrageous thing. But at the time I was like, I told my mom about it and she's like, you're gonna do what? And she actually knew this person as well. So she called him and she's like, there is no way my daughter's gonna help you move. How dare you ask her to help you move? You ask your male friends. And she was so upset about it because she couldn't believe that he would even think to ask a woman to help him move. Not help him pack, help him move, carry heavy items. That is something a man in his feminine would do because he's not looking at you as a feminine woman. He's looking at you as another person that's gonna help him move. Like he needs help moving and you're his friend and you're a woman, but who cares, right? A lot of men in their feminine energy are also very attracted to like feminist women because feminist women are the women that are going to allow the man to just do nothing. And I'm not saying that like being a feminist is a bad thing, but I am not a feminist. My channel is about femininity. It's really like the complete opposite. A lot of feminine men will use feminists, and when I say use, I mean use them. Just sort of capitalize on the fact that these women are so hell-bent on being equal to men that men who are trying to use women will notice that and say, oh yeah, we're equal. You take care of me. Oh yeah, you can take care of me. You're a feminine. Oh yeah, you can take care of me. You're a feminist. You believe in equal opportunities. You believe that we're the same. There's no changes. There's no differences. Like, let's make this happen. I'm not going to work. You're going to work and take care of me, and I'll be at home and I'll be looking pretty for you when you get back home. That mentality. And so after a while, even though the woman is a feminist, she still feels in herself that something is off because as women, we're wired that way. We're not wired to give and not receive. We're wired to receive. So when we're not, we're out of balance. And even if you identify as a feminist, you will still start to feel this internal tug in you that something is not right if your man is in his feminine energy. And there will have to be some tweaks. Now, again, some women want men like this. They want feminine men because they are very patient and good listeners and they're there for you and all of that. And maybe, you just really enjoy that go-getter lifestyle. So a man like that meets your needs in some ways. But does he meet your needs in all ways, right? And you have to be comfortable knowing that this is what you have. And don't get upset when he's not taking you on your dream trip and he's not caring about your goals and helping you meet them and, taking you to places that you really want to go and determining what you may need, anticipating your desires. Don't get mad about that when you see other girls on Instagram who are getting all these things that they desire. They have men who truly cherish them because these men are in their masculine and they know that feminine energy needs to be protected. The men in their feminine do not feel that way. So you can't have it both ways. It's not to say that you do not deserve to have equal rights and things of that nature. I am 100% in line with that. But just know where you want to draw that line. Okay. I have to say that because feminine men will try to use you. A lot of times they're using you for your money. Men who ask you for money. Oh my goodness, this is one of the most irritating things to me when men ask women for money. I don't care if you identify as a feminist. I don't think men should be asking women for money. And they ask you once, and then they'll ask you twice, and they'll ask you 3 times. And next thing you know, you're their personal ATM. They know you're always gonna say yes. They know you got it. And if you're a mother and you have had a child with a man in his feminine energy, this man is probably gonna have no desire to want to take care of his kids, because masculine energy protects, provides. Even if he's not with you, that man cares about your comfort, your safety, and his children. A masculine man's actually gonna care about you too. Maybe the romance is not there, maybe the relationship is not working, but they care about you. They want to make sure that you're okay financially, emotionally, and they will do their part, because protecting you or paying for you is not hurting them. This is what they live for. They live to be able to give. And so if they have a child, they're not going to just say, oh, well, the mom got money. She got a good job. Well, you're a doctor. You can pay for it. I don't need to pay child support. You got it. That mentality is disturbing and disgusting, first of all. But that's the mentality a lot of men who are in their feminine will have. They may feel that they do not have to take care of their responsibilities. And maybe they may feel like, well, yes, of course, I have a daughter with you. Like, I probably should be contributing in some way, but right now I just don't have it. And that's just okay with them. They're not gonna say, well, I have to protect her. I have to provide for her. Let me get another job. They will be okay having their one little job that they can barely live off of, and their children having nothing, rather than get 2, 3 jobs, work their butt off so that their child is provided for. This is one of the reasons why I highly recommend that you as a feminine woman do not date a feminine man, because your children will suffer for that. They will suffer because these men are not ambitious enough to do what it takes to really help the family get to the next level. And if you have a man who's in this feminine, and maybe he's an artist, or he's in the creative space and he's really good at what he does and he earns a lot of money, that's great. I hope that he also has that initiative to take care of his responsibilities. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. There's a lot that I could say. We could talk about this all day, but I just wanna, because some of you are dating feminine men now and you're probably kind of getting upset because you're like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm dealing with. And I'm sorry. But one last thing I'm gonna say is men who are in their feminine energy are usually men who are going to watch you do the hard things. They're gonna watch you lift something heavy. They're not gonna offer. They're going to watch you do different things and sometimes even comment on them. So feminine men are really into their looks, but they're also really into your looks and into other women. They're the men who are talking about other women in a way where they're making fun of other women or they're tearing down other women. Sometimes they'll be the men who are leaving nasty comments on your pictures or on your videos, because feminine men are so connected relationally that they're the ones usually consuming content on YouTube from other masculine men, learning how to be more masculine, or trying to pick up different habits. They're on YouTube, but they're leaving comments. Masculine men, I promise you, do not have time or a desire to leave comments. And if they do, it's like, great video, bro. This really helped me. I literally never leave a comment, but this was amazing, right? It's like that one-off comment, but they're not sitting there on YouTube all day watching videos and leaving comments on people's videos. And arguing. Oh, feminine men love to argue. Now, when I say arguing, couples do argue from time to time. In a very healthy relationship, you probably are not arguing very often. But in the beginning, when you're learning each other, there may be a few arguments here and there. But a feminine man, when you get in an argument with him, it's like the worst thing. It's like all day, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And it's like, it feels really nasty and really ugly. They know these really personal things about you. They're able to form their words in ways that can really hurt you. They just have this very catty way of arguing that can be very painful, because it's like that aggression that a man has that is being permeated in you in a womanly way. We kind of let our guard down with our girlfriends, and when they come at us in a way where maybe it hurts, but when those same words come from a man, there's always this extra aggressive tone with it. And that is something that a lot of men in their feminine energy are really good at. They're really good at forming their arguments in a way where it just feels very aggressive. And the arguments are just much more explosive and long lasting. So if you're dating a man or even married to a man who's in his feminine energy, chances are you feel very frustrated. You feel like you're the one doing everything. You feel like you're the one who, maybe you work a job and then you come home and you have to cook and you have to clean and you have to take care of the kids and you have to take care of him, and he's not lifting a finger and he doesn't care about the fact that you are. So in some cultures, you doing all that stuff is part of it. Like, that's just what comes with you being a woman. But your masculine man recognizes that. He recognizes that you work hard. He thanks you for it. He gets you massages. He pays for you to get your nails done and your hair done and relax. He tells you, today I'm going to take the kids so that you can just rest. He's aware of it. But a man in his feminine energy is not only going to watch you do all those things, but he's also going to be complaining about things that are just not fair, not enough, too hard. And you just feel frustrated. That is one clear sign that you're dating a man in his feminine, when you feel frustrated, when you feel like this relationship is not the relationship that you want, and you're forcing everything. You're forcing the trips, you're forcing the date, you're forcing everything. He doesn't want to come over. You have to always drive to him. He's expensive to date. You have to pay for him. Like, you're in the position of the man. You don't feel relaxed. You don't feel safe. You don't feel calm. You don't feel in flow. You don't feel like a beautiful princess. You don't feel like that. That is a clear sign that you are with a man who's in his feminine energy. And this is something that you need to decide if you want to continue dealing with. There are pros to it. If you're a very controlling woman, you may like it. You may like certain aspects of that because he never tells you what he wants. You get to do whatever you want, but you're also literally controlling that relationship, and you know it. And it doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't feel like the dream relationship that you wanted, because you know that you're the one behind the scenes, pushing all the buttons, doing all the tricks. It's not real. And you deserve so much more than that. If you really are working on your femininity, if you really are trying to cultivate what it means to be a feminine woman, then you know that you deserve a masculine man who loves you, who protects you, who provides for you, who anticipates your needs, who helps you get to the next level, who takes whatever you're doing and makes it that much more great, who is really going to make your life easier, better, happier. That is the telltale signs that you're with a man in his masculine energy. You're gonna feel a complete difference with him. You're gonna feel and look different than him. You're gonna be completely opposite, because you are a beautiful feminine woman and you're with a strong masculine man. So I hope that this video helped you. I know that there was a lot more we could have talked about. There are more traits. This is not it. There are plenty more traits, but then we would have been here all day. I hope that this was helpful to you. Let me know in the comments if you have other things that you've noticed when you date men who are in their feminine. Let me know if there are ways that you feel when you're dating men who are in their feminine. Let us know in the comments how you transition from dating men in their feminine to dating masculine men, and how you now feel as a feminine woman. I love you all so much, and I thank you for spending time here with me today. I will see you in the next video. Big kisses. Mwah. Bye-bye.